Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to part 10 of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I apologize that there hasn't been a video in a while, but I'm kind of taking it easy, taking care of myself over these past couple days, that just been taking a break from making these videos, but I'm back to it now, because I got some more energy, so I can get back to doing recording gameplay, recording this stuff for you guys, and because since we are approaching June very, very quickly, now that I just realized, I really want to try and get this game completed before the end of June, because, as you guys know, we have a very, very special game coming out in June that I'm going to be playing for you guys. So let's go back into Birth by Sleep. So now, we completed Disney Town in the last part, and for this part, we get to choose between two different Disney worlds. We have Hercules and we have Lilo and Stitch. I usually go to the Olympus Coliseum first because it's technically the easiest among the levels of combat levels to beat. But I think that since I'm at a pretty good level right now, and I've really mastered some of my commands, I felt like I can tackle deep space because, like I said, the enemies won't do a lot of damage to you, but depending on the type of character you're playing as and what your level is, you're only going to take a little pinch of health away from them. But I thought that since Terra masters with strength and whatnot, I could get through deep space with no trouble, and also equipped a new Keyblade that I will pretty much only use one time, because usually once you go to the Olympus Coliseum and use that Keyblade, then go to deep space, you're not really going to be using deep space's Keyblade. So I decided to do that just to show you guys a little change in Keyblades, and I don't know, mix things up for myself. So for this part, we're going to be going through deep space. Now, with Terra's story in deep space, and essentially, besides Aqua, Terra's is pretty much straightforward. We're just literally going from point A to point B.
Yes, Grand Councilwoman.
So it looks like the Alien Federation has captured Terra upon taking on that whole swarm of Unversed that we just saw in space. But don't worry, we won't be seeing the last of them. Oh, no, 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 no. They're still out there, guys. They're still out there.
Take cover. Leave it to me to handle these.
And what do you know? It looks like the Unversed have decided to crash on the ship.
Unversed.
So what does Terra do? It's time to jump into action.
I'll give you a fight.
Now, like I said, deep space is not hard. It's just that depending on what level you're in, the commands you use, sometimes it can take a little while to, deal out the damage to the Unversed. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the same thing like with Aqua and Ventus, but I know for Terra, I was able to do it and I had no problem. We'll just have to see what I'm like with those guys. Because since Aqua specializes more in magic and not in physical, when she attacks one of the Unversed here, it sometimes can take a little bit to take down. But since Terra is all about brute strength, it's much easier for him to take these guys out. And again, like I said, I'm going to be able to show you guys another new Keyblade just to kind of switch up the weapons. Now, one thing I do want to note for you guys, in this room right here with Terra, there are two treasure chests that I think are an absolute must-get for his character. One, High Jump, is in one of these little cells. And in another cell, there's this command move called Brutal Blast, where it's literally where he does a little spinning animation, and anything that is around his area goes up in the air and almost explodes. It's a really good attack that I recommend to anybody's. If it's anybody's first time playing this game, then I highly recommend getting that command because it's really useful. And I do get it in this part, so you guys will be able to see it for yourself. And now Terra is being introduced to Dr. Jumba Jukiba, who's going to inform him on Experiment 626. Oh yeah, and I should probably get this out of the way, guys. Even though this is a Lilo and Stitch world, we're only dealing with the space aspects. We're not going to go see Lilo, so sorry, we're not going to Hawaii, which I think would have been pretty cool, but I'll settle with space. I like space. I like Star Wars.
Exactly.
So essentially, Terra is not really encountering any like big-time villains. I mean, Dr. Jukimba has his own reasons for wanting to get Terra's help. He wants Terra to get him out of the cell so that way he can show him to 626 and it essentially get 626 out of jail and back in his hands, so you know, because 626's main instinct is to destroy everything he touches.
And I am genius scientist who created him, Dr. Jumbo Jukiba.
I'm Terra.
Pleasure is all ours. 626 is this way. Hurry!
I really do love the track to this world. This world has a great, just moving around track. Now, I don't know, I can't really say off the top of my head. I think that's high jump. Oh, I was right. So we got high jump there. Because usually you'll unlock high jump with the other characters by completion of story. But for Terra, you have to find it in that treasure chest. And then Brutal Blast is going to be, I think, on the other side, which I'm trying to get to. Yeah, I think it's up there. And again, you don't need Brutal Blast to, you know, obviously beat the game. But it definitely is one of those moves that I recommend to get because if you're dealing with a lot of foes, it can do a lot of great damage, which you guys will see. But yeah, essentially for Terra's story, we are really just trying to get to Experiment 626 for Dr. Jukiba to release, and that's essentially it. We're not going to be doing any backtracking. It's just from point A to point B. Starting to think that maybe I should have cut this out because I realized how tedious this was. But hey, it's part of the gameplay. And Brutal Blast, a great command to have, guys, which I will be equipping right now. But yeah, like I kind of said in some of the earlier parts, after this, guys, we only have 2 Disney Worlds left to beat, and then we're in the end game. We're getting so close. I think this is one of those rare worlds where, you know, you really get a full atmospheric feeling for the space part of Lilo and Stitch. I think with what the developers did with this world, they did a really great job. I mean, yeah, obviously it would have been nice to see what this would have looked like in a much greater detail, but I think with what they did, though, I think it works just fine. And it's space. Who doesn't love space? Be careful for those little guys in red. Those can really like mess you up because they have this attack where if you kind of get close to them, they will just totally surround you and then they'll instantly attack you. They won't do anything super duper damaging, and there's Brutal Blast, but you always should just kind of keep your distance, and then if you're going in, go in to kill. That's all I'll say. But if like they all surround you, then you will lose a lot of health. Okay. Now in this next part, we're actually going outside into space. Now only Aqua has a part in her story where you have to eliminate the unversed in that outside space in order to proceed with story. But for Terra and Ventus, well, Ven doesn't go out there, period. But for Terra, no. You can just skip all this because I don't even think they give you any experience, so I just don't bother. And it would just take way too long to try and take all of them out. Especially because, you know, I want to keep this playthrough going for you guys. Now, one thing I can recommend right in this room, take out the dang cannons. The cannons will be a little bit of a nightmare, if you don't take them out. Now, granted, yeah, you can see they're not taking out so much health, but they will constantly be shooting at you because once you get into the center of that room, you will be fighting unversed. Now, the unversed aren't that big of a problem. But with that turn going after you, yeah, have fun. There are 2 more turrets at a higher level, but they won't attack you from this line. kind of height, so you don't have to worry about that, but I'll take him out anyway, just to show you guys. And now here are a couple treasure chests that you can get, because now you're wondering, well, Tim, where do we go? Well, we have to turn on a gravity thing that's going to allow us to jump higher and have these boxes move all the way up, like so. And then when you jump, you'll get into a little bit of a higher position, and there you go. Got a chest right there, and then you want to go all the way over there to proceed. And then there are the last two cannons. Again, nothing too bad, but you know, you just gotta watch it. Sorry, guys. I'm really just trying to think of stuff today, because I'm actually recording this gameplay video early in the morning. We have a lot of stuff to do. And we're supposed to get rain today too, so I wanted to try and get some work done before I head over to my grandparents and get ready for the rain that's coming. Whew. But hey, in terms of really good news, for those of you that may or may not know, depending if you're a friend of mine watching this or a new subscriber, the director Zack Snyder officially announced that we will be getting the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Now, for those of you that don't know, Zack Snyder is my favorite film director. I love all the work that he does. Even though a lot of his films get a lot of bad rep, the one thing I love with what Zack does is Zack really is a great visionary director. He really creates these new worlds and makes them realistic to the audience. They're true spectacles, in my opinion. I love every single movie that he's done, because of action purposes, story, and characters, and to this day, it is still I will defend this movie to the death. My favorite superhero movie and favorite Zack Snyder film of all time will in fact be Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. More specifically, the Ultimate Edition, because the Ultimate Edition is the completed movie. Even though I had no problems with the theatrical release of Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition just is obviously better because it's a complete story, and Zack was able to do whatever he wanted to in that edition. But yeah, I mean, everyone has their own favorite director, so I mean, you guys, please don't spam the comments section with, like, you know, oh, you like Zack Snyder? I mean, you like Sucker Punch and Watchmen? Oh, what? You're such a loser. Like, no. Guys, everyone has a right to, you know, kind of talk about their favorite directors here, and Zack Snyder is my favorite. So I'd appreciate it if you guys want to do something in the comments, please don't. I mean, this is a channel where we can be open and, you know, talk about things we like. And one of the things I do like is I'm a Zack Snyder fan. So I love all that he does, and I'm really excited that now we're going to see what his vision for Justice League would have been. Because here's a little interesting fact for you guys. The Justice League that came out in 2017, the Joss Whedon cut, there was only 1/4 of Zack Snyder footage throughout that entire film. That's no joke, and honestly, I actually believe that because I've watched that movie a couple times. Now, seeing it in theaters, yes, that movie was not a Zack Snyder movie. But I won't lie, though. The 2017 Justice League movie, it was just okay. I love seeing the characters that Zack brought. I love everything they were in this role. The actors did a great job. But the effects, some of the effects were a little bit bad, and I won't lie, guys. CGI mustache Superman, whew, that is not the respect that Henry Cavill deserves for that role. But nevertheless, though, I did think it was okay. But honestly, I was really upset after seeing that movie, because when I learned that there was only a little bit of footage that Zack used because they used Joss Whedon's version, then I was like, well, dang, this is supposed to be a Zack Snyder movie. Why didn't you just, put it together the way that he envisioned it? But I'm not Warner Brothers. I'm not going to get into all that. Bottom line is, I'm happy to hear that come 2021, we're going to see what Zack originally intended for Justice League. And who knows, I'm pretty much kind of spitballing here, but I'm hoping that this Justice League, I already know it's going to be a million times better, because it's going to be a Zack Snyder film, and it's going to be having the stuff that we wanted to see and was supposed to be in the film. I know it's going to be amazing. And after I see this, I'm never going to watch the Joss Sweeney cut again because it's Zach's, and Zach's version is going to be a million times better. But I would love for this cut of Justice League to do so good that just maybe the DCEU can still live, and Zach may be given another opportunity to do more with his vision. I mean, I don't think it's going to be possible because some of these actors may have, hung up these roles. But, I'm hoping that maybe Zach will maybe change some things in his Justice League that will give all of his League members an appropriate wrap-up, except for the characters that are still going to be continuing forward, such as Aquaman, Wonder Woman, the Flash is still going to be in there. But, for Superman and Batman, I want those guys to have a proper end. And I want Superman to be treated with respect, especially with Ben Affleck as Batman, because Ben Affleck as Batman, my favorite Batman. Hands down. Affleck for life. Okay, let's get back into this part right here. So now we're moving on to the boss. And if you guys probably you guys probably thought it was going to be 626. No, it's not. It's actually going to be Experiment 221, which is an electric-based creation that Dr. Jukiba created. Now, you can shock him with lightning, and it's not going to give him any health back, but it's not going to do as much damage as you would think. But not that difficult of a boss fight. The only thing that gets really annoying with him is that this creature will materialize into the gun turrets that you see behind Dr. Jukiba, and he'll start shooting at you. That could be a little bit of annoying, but besides that, he's not that bad. All right, it's go time. Experiment 221. And I think they pulled this from the Lilo and Stitch show. And all attacks will be electric based. Oh! Ow. Yeah, see, it'll do some damage, but don't expect greatness coming from a thunder spell against him. And now he's going to materialize into the guns. And they move around a lot, too, so it's hard to actually, like, that's why I use Fish and Firaga, but then I realized that the best thing to probably would be to do is to use a Shot Lock. Yeah, there we go. There we go, I got him out. And bada bing, bada boom, we learn Thunderbolt, and Experiment 221 is down for the count. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up on almost a minute left in this part, so I want to say thank you all so much for watching. Sorry I didn't really say a lot of stuff until the end of the part, because like I said, I am recording this early in the morning, and I got a lot of stuff to do, but I just wanted to, I have like this video and one more video to record commentary for, and then I can start recording gameplay again. So I really wanted to try and get that done. I'm actually going to try and see if I can record the next part here, because I think the next part is actually going to be a little bit shorter because of what we do in the Coliseum. But hey, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again for part 11, where we're heading to the Olympus Coliseum. See you next time, guys.
Yes. I can't explain friendship. When you feel it, you'll know it.
Not if I have any say in matter. You are only meant to think about what it is you will destroy next. Now, I fix what is wrong with you.
Red alert, red alert. Experiment 626 and 2 prisoners have escaped from the cell bay. Security, locate the fugitives immediately. Repeat, Experiment 626 and 2 prisoners have escaped from the cell bay.
I can't stay here and get caught. Ven, Aqua, I'll find some way to make things right.